Hello, everyone. Today we are exploring an important and practical topic: education foundation for healthy and behavior change. Have you ever wondered why people know what is good for them but still struggle to do it? Why is it that almost everyone agrees to exercise or exercise is important, yet so few actually, they do it consistently? Today, in this presentation, we will be able to help you understand why change is difficult, what truly leads to lasting transformation, and how we can apply a simple, effective model for healthier living. Education and lifestyle, this is a God's original plan. Education is one of the most powerful tool for promoting a healthy lifestyle. From a biblical perspective, human beings were created with a divine plan for healthy. This includes what we eat, drink, think, or even do. A life or a healthy life is not accidental, it is intentional and learned. True education goes beyond information. It shapes behaviors, attitudes, and even the habits. So let's consider few of the examples that I want to share with you here. When people are asked who exercise regularly, only a few individuals will raise up their hand and say, I do that. And if one asks the question, who knows exercise is good? Almost everyone will raise their hand by saying, yes, we know exercising is something that is very good. This reveals something that is very critical or crucial. Knowledge alone does not change the behavior. We need to understand that many assume if people know better, they will do better. If authority instructs them, they will be able to follow. But reality shows that knowledge is only the first step, not the full solution to all the problems. Why is the change very difficult? There are two major issues that I want to share with you. Number one is cultural conditions. Habits are learned from family and in the environment in which we live. We will see growing up becomes normal. The second one is about emotional influence. Experience and words from loved ones shape behaviors deeply. Emotional connection reinforce habits, good and at the same time bad, which is very, very critical for one to be able to note and understand this. Okay, friends. So let's understand the aspect that are involved, the nature of behavior in terms of the change. Change habits is not simple, it's often a very difficult thing. For example, or examples of hard changes would be, quitting smoking. I've seen quite a number of people, they struggle with smoking, and when you tell them, they'll tell you it's difficult, I can't do it, it's something that I need, that I'm addicted to. For example, changing of diet. I know with my family, we resorted into having vegetarian meals, but it was something that was very difficult for many to change, but they could not be able to change. Exercising regularly, it's also one of the critical issues that we need to take into cognizance. That is a difficult thing. Sleeping earlier. Many people don't sleep early and they sleep late. That's also another issue that people can be able to struggle in terms of the change, so that they cannot be able to follow regularly. However, um, after having looked into this one, change becomes easier, when there is an understanding of good theory, or there is a support in terms of guidance, or there is a spiritual, transformation. The most powerful, change often includes divine intervention. So when we talk about the divine intervention, we are referring to, God coming into the picture. Instead of relying only on the knowledge or authority, we adopt a better principle by finding, our education in God. Education changes behavior. True healthy education addresses the knowledge, it addresses the attitude, it addresses the behavior and the action. In planned and intentional and continuous part, this leads to progressive and lasting transformation. In an inspired counsel, that we need to look into. We need to understand a few things, like, for example, we must educate and educate and educate. Why should that be? It's because people need to take it and understand. I'm busy presenting now, but many people will still not be able to, exercise, even if they know it is something that is very, very difficult for them to be able to do, and the benefit of it. To make changes practically, we need to look into the 7, steps of models that we need to follow. These models helps individual transform habits, step by step. The first step is goal behavior. We need to identify the negative behavior and then replace with a clear and measurable positive behavior. For example, not drinking water, or drinking 6 to 8 cup of water daily. We need to focus on one habit at a time. Number 2 is that the attendant. We need to ask ourselves, why do I have this kind of habits? What influence it? Understand the root cause will be able to help us to understand where we are going. Number 3 is about the issue of the consequences. We need to identify the current and the future effect of the negative, habits. Once this is identified, then we know how best we can be able to improve. This builds awareness and agency. Number 4 is the benefit. We need to focus on the advantage of the new behavior. This motivates the brain towards change. Number 5 is programming. Plan clearly. What will you do? It's very important. And when and where and with whom are you going to do it? Like, it has been a very good thing for me and my son and my family. We have been exercising since I began this course, and it's something that is very, very interesting, and something that we need to be able to continue doing it. So the brain responds better to structured plan. Number 6 is that reinforcement, reward progress. Material reward, such as a gift that one can be able to give, or social reward such as for an appreciation. I know my family, when I began, the kind of appreciation they give you entails that, yes, this in itself will help one to be able to change or strengthen the behavior. Number 7 is the commitment and the motto. Choose a motivating statement or a Bible verse. Create a visible reminder or a poster. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. And these are very critical issues that one must be able to employ as we look into the aspect of health. So we need to be able to say, how do we maintain this kind of plans? How do we do them? After starting the new habits, we need to maintain it, because it's very essential. There are 3 key elements. We need to have a weekly evaluation. We need to review our progress, adjust our plans. We need to have self, instructing, speak positive truth to yourself daily. I can make it. I can do it. I know I struggled for some time when I was doing exercise. You feel the body is really tired. You tell yourself, I can't do it. But it's very, very important. Once you continuously do it, definitely you will enjoy all the blessing. Then self-instruction, speak positive, as I've mentioned, and replace negative thought or thinking about yourself. Then pray. It's very, very important. Seek divine help. Very critical. Ask God for strength and transformation. True change is sustained through consistent effort and spiritual dependency upon God. So, friends, as I conclude, is that change is not easy, but is possible. Knowledge alone is not enough. True transformation requires education, planning, reinforcement, and spiritual, power May the good Lord bless you. Thank you.